my friends. Welcome to another live stream of the weekly free instant tournament. A few days later than usual. This is usually done on Mondays, but I had a bit of a busy Monday, so we still have time because this is updated every Friday. And I'm just checking the stream to see if the image is all right. Okay, everything's fine. So here we go. Share the screen and we'll move to BBO to play 8 hands with match point scoring together. Remember, this is updated every Friday, which means if you haven't played those deals yet, you still have today and tomorrow. And we find it in the solitaire tab. Let's see what interesting hands are going to show up. Well, we start with a preempt by partner. We have a very nice hand, but there should be no temptation about getting to slam because basically we would need 2 aces from partner, which is very rare for a preempt, or maybe an ace and a void. Let's say he has 8 solid hearts and the queen of clubs. It's solid with our kings, right? Ace, queen, 8th, and the queen of clubs. That would be a 4-heart opening bid and a diamond void, but that would still leave him with 2 little spades. And so that would be a slam that would be dependent on some luck, both on the lead and perhaps even in other departments, because we could get a club rough. So the lack of aces is a red flag here, and we should just. He has the void, and as you can see, still 6 hearts would be a terrible contract because he has also a very nice, correct 4-heart opening bid. Should be a preempt, right? So let's count our tricks. We have 7 heart tricks and 1 spade is 8. We can certainly get 1 more trick. Certainly is a bit of a overbid, but probably 1 more trick by roughing a spade in dummy. Why it's an overbid? Because we might get overruffed. And it all depends on what will happen in the spade tricks. But that would get our total up to 9. 7 hearts, the ace of spades, 1 rough 9, and maybe the ace of diamonds is on side to bring us to 10. So the first question here should be whether we, after winning the ace of spades, we should win because those spade spots may stand up. If let's say this guy here is a doubleton jack, or if the 8 of spades is on side, so later we lead the spade to the 7, and if the 8 is on side, we drive out an honor, then we are left with a spade trick. And so our first dilemma of this hand is whether we should, after winning the spade, the ace of spades, whether we should play a spade to take advantage of this 8 of spades possibility and to establish our ruff, or maybe we should ruff a club in our hand. And the profit of this second play is psychological mostly. Sometimes West will have a problem and he will be tempted to climb with the ace, especially because we might have a double queen. Remember, the hand in north is the hidden hand. They can't see those cards. They are seeing this is the dummy. But that is surely reasonable. But I'm concerned. I think the 8 of spades possibility is a very important one, and I wouldn't neglect it. And so I'll just continue a spade. If we let a low club roughing in our hand, then we'd have to play spades from our hand. Then we'd have to guess a little bit about spades. So here's the nice 8 of spades. And he's coming back with a trump as expected. Let's win cheaply in our hand because we want to lose that big king of hearts for a rough. And maybe if you could tempt him, he has a queen, of course. Into covering the 9 of spades, that would be nice. So in this position, we shouldn't play the 7, even though they are equals. we should play the card that is most tempting for East to cover with the queen, because that would establish our 7. If we play the 7, he will almost never play the queen, because maybe his partner has a 9. But if we play the 9, he might be afraid he shouldn't, but he might be afraid of us letting the 9 run. Maybe we will, but that has a risk, right? Because if he has a singleton heart here and West has 3, if we lead the 9 of spades and duck, don't ruff, you'll ruff and play black at trump, and so we lost a trick. So we want to score that spade ruff, but we would also like East to cover the 9 of spades. So let's see if he'll do that. Here we are. So our 7 of spades is now high, established. And that means we are home. And all we need to do is to play a diamond to the king at some point after drawing trumps to see if we get an overtrick. And ruff a club high. Finish drawing trumps. He had it, a singleton, so indeed, West had 3 to begin with. So now let's just run a few more hearts to see if they will help us. Sometimes somebody will discard a diamond queen, something like that. Play the 7 of spades. Of course, we can't run all of our side tricks, because then we would lose control. And even with the ace on side, we would not score the king. Okay, so here we are, making our last trump and 11 tricks. So that's probably a good score. 100% is more than I expected, but probably a good score. Let's see what the not as successful declarers did. Ace of spades and a spade. Trump returned 1 with a king in dummy. I don't see why. No good reason to do that. And then he didn't tempt the cover, so he didn't win the 7 of spades later. Okay, next hand, we have 12 high card point hand. Just here, so that we can watch our table. That deal. 12 high card point hand, 5 clubs, 4 hearts. Very normal 1 club opening hand. Very nice intermediates, right? This hand is more powerful than 12 would reveal to us. So, but partner is weak. The raise is very limited, but we should beat something here because they might have a spade fit, and we are very safe knowing that partner should have at least 4 clubs. So we have 9 clubs. And that gives us a lot of safety in bidding, trying to take away their room. So 3 clubs would be the bare minimum for us here to bid. And I think I'll go that, because 4 clubs is probably too much and maybe it will lead to some confusion. Let's just bid 3 clubs. And we have to worry about what will we do if they bid 3 spades. I want sacrifice over 4 spades. Not yet, but 3 spades if they bid 3 of a major. Okay, so that's where we are. As I said, I want sacrifice. The vulnerability is very bad for a sacrifice. Right? Very, very bad. We are vulnerable, they are not. And there's many chances of us winning 4 tricks. As you can see, if partner has a doubleton heart, which looks very possible, then the player has three little hearts. So we have 4, then he has 4. If partner has 2, the player has 3, and so we have 2 heart tricks and 2 aces, and we are defeating 4 spades. Our hand is too promising in defense for us to sacrifice against 4 spades. And on the other hand, doubling 4 spades would be a big risk. Now it's going to be down 2. We can probably overtake this. Yeah, we can. To cash our heart. And maybe we'll get an overruff here. Who knows? And down 2 it is. Almost certainly partner has a queen of clubs, but declare ruffs. Yeah. So now all the player has to do is to draw trumps. Perhaps with a finesse. It's a bit cheeky of his. He found a good over rough, a rough high of the last heart, but still 96%. So down two, people are getting down two here. Let's again try to see how did people, because our two heart tricks and three aces are hard to miss, right? Well, playing the ace of declarer side suit is sure to be inferior. That's one way of going wrong on that. Anyway, now we have 13 high card points. Now they're one club opening bid. Now we are not vulnerable, they are vulnerable. Very different situation. Our hand is balanced. And partners showing extras. This redouble, one of the main roles of the redouble at a low level like this is to announce this hand is ours. So we should not be letting them play in almost all cases undoubled. And probably we are close to game. It's not game forcing, but it's an announcement that we may be close to game. And we should not let them play anything undoubled. But we don't have any double of one diamond, and we don't have any suit to bid. Rebidding clubs here would be too high, and therefore I think more unbalanced than this. 6 clubs typically. And a weaker hand, perhaps, because we are not allowing partner to double diamonds. They found their fit, and now we should, that pass for partner is forcing. Even though he says nothing here, the whole idea of the redouble is to not let us play in a low undoubled contract by the opponents. So we could bid a 3-card major here. I don't think there would be a lot of confusion, but I go with 3 clubs, which is simple. And since partner shouldn't have 4 diamonds, both by the opponent's bidding and by the lack of a double by partner, he should have 3 clubs, I guess, 2 or 3 clubs at least. Let's see. Yeah, 3 clubs, balanced hand. 11 and 13, 24. So in many situations, this would be pushed to game. And we basically depend on the queen of clubs on side, which is not that difficult given a takeout double from West, which is usually short. So 3 no trumps, if diamonds are 4-4, is possible. And apparently they are, right? Since both are bidding. Okay, so now queen of spades. We should decide whether to win in dummy to finessing clubs immediately or to win in our hand and maybe use that 8 of spades. So because we have the 9 in our hand, we'll force these to play an honor. Maybe at the late game, we could finesse in spades against something like 10-4 or Jack-4 from West. Looks reasonable. Okay, so now we won the 9. And can it be, we can now always cash, but can it be that clubs are 3-2? How would that hand be? It would be, we don't really need that 4th spade trick to discard a heart because apparently king of hearts is on side. West has ace king of diamonds, maybe the queen. Nothing in spades. Maybe the jack. And maybe the queen of clubs. That would be 12. So this is the only combination in which the king of hearts might be offside. West with all the black honors. But if he doesn't have the queen of clubs, one way of putting it is if the queen of clubs is well placed for us, then the king of hearts is also well placed for us. So we might lead a low spade blocking the spades, but we don't need the fourth spade trick. That's what I mean, because we can lead low heart to the queen with the same effect. So we could lead a low spade to dummy and try the club finesse. That is, I think, very clearly the right approach here, because although clubs can be for one very easily after the double, there's no guarantee, it's not written in stone, right? West could have something like 4, 3, 4, 2, 4 spades, 3 hearts. 3 hearts, East might have bid hearts. Now that's an interesting thought. If diamonds are 4, 4 as they appear to be, then West should have 4 hearts. Otherwise, East would have bid hearts with 4 hearts and 4 diamonds. And so if West has 4, 4 in the reds and 4 spades, he has a singleton club. And then in this case, Mr. East has queen 9, 8, 7. But then there's this 8 here. Why is it playing the 8 from queen 9, 8, 7? I don't think so. I think clubs are 3, 2, so I'll do that finesse. Now we are running the risk of losing a spade roof. But still, I think the odds are with us. Okay, so he had queen 9, 8, 7. So there was no big deal there. He was just messing with us. And now we can lead a low heart. The king is on side as expected. And it was to lose the 7 of clubs. So we can claim losing 1 trick. Yeah. 60%, nice score. And now we have 16, and the opponents are opening with bidding. We have a 1-0 trump over Paul, fairly classical. Although I'm not very happy with it, being 4-3-3-3, and with a fast partner, vulnerable. I might get hurt in 1-0 trump, but luckily, West had something to bid, which is strange, by the way, because it didn't have a weak 2 opening bid. And so that's a strange hand. You have to keep that in mind when we're defending, but we have nothing more to bid here. So why is West passing and then bidding? One possibility, before I saw the lead and dummy, is that the robots are kind of programmed to not open weak 2s with 4 cards in the other major. So if West has 6 spades and 4 hearts, he would probably follow this bidding plan that he just used. That would give partner 1-3 in the majors, right? If the Clarensis is 6-4, partner has 1 spade and 3 hearts. And if that is the case, he will have 5-4 in the minors, and the Clare will always win 2 hearts, presuming partner has a jack, the ace and the 4th heart, 5 or 6 spades, and the ace of clubs, and pretty much that's it. So apparently we won't have many decisions here. Our bidding will have helped him to guess spades, probably, as you can see. That's unfortunate, but we can't not bid with 16 just because it might help them in the better play. Lead back club, no risk here. So it's not that, it's because it has 6-2, right? It has 2-2 in the minors, 2 diamonds, 2 clubs with C. So He might have a third heart. No, he has a third diamond then, or a third club. Yeah, he has a third club. And so his hand is all high at this point, only trumps. And he made 9 tricks. 43%, a middling result. He had a weak hand in his estimate to open 2 spades. I wouldn't hate any partner who bid like that. Although I probably would have opened 2 spades, but I'm not sure. Anyway, now we have 14 high card points. And this hand is going to game very likely in spades. Wow. Now we have to consider, since we found 10 card fit, to consider slam. It's not that far away. If he had opened 1 club instead of 1 diamond, this hand would be very slamish. Now, as it is, our club honors are not quite in the right place, but we could get an easy slam if we had the king of spades, the ace of hearts, and king queen of diamonds. That's 12. In that case, we'll only lose the ace of clubs, presuming spades would be 2-1. And so that's a very useful method, by the way, deciding whether or not to investigate slam. If you try to imagine, with the information available, try to imagine minimum hands that are exceptionally good, lay down. This hand would be over almost 80% because spades 2-1, and bottom I have the jack of spades. That would increase our chances considerably. And so king queen of diamonds, 1 ace, clubs or hearts, doesn't matter. And the king of spades, that's 12 high card points. So that's a minimum hand in which slam is very good. So if you find that hand, you owe it to your partnership to make 1 slam move. And then at least you can hear partner's opinion about it. So the slam move here, to me, it's very clear. Usually when you have shortness and scattered honors, so you don't have a suit that is completely exposed, which is the case with diamonds and clubs here, we have scattered honors there. And when shortness, the best slam move is showing that shortness. In this case, splintering in hearts. Let's see if you'll accept that. Yes. So for hearts, you see that splinter means I have at most 1 heart. So that will help him look kindly upon hands that have a concentration of honors outside of hearts. So that hand that we just imagined had nothing in hearts. So it was a very special minimum. If you take any of those cards I mentioned, king, queen of diamonds, 1 ace, and the king of spades, take any of the lower cards, one of those kings and queens, and put it in hearts, this slam is bad. So let's listen to his opinion after 4 hearts. Now, we've shot our bow. We are on 1 finesse, right? And as I said, imagine if the lower club honors were lower diamond honors and we had the ace of the clubs, our hand would be much better. Partner, I think, should make a further move because I am inviting a limited hand. So he couldn't have much more than that, right? He bid 2 spades, 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 spades. At 12, he could have 14, something like that. And considering the information that he had, the singleton heart, he should at least have checked for key cards. And having found 2 missing, the ace of clubs and the king of spades would be stopping in 5. But that's apparently safe unless there is some nasty distributional surprise lurking. We will make it at least 5 and now 6, losing the ace of clubs. 50%. So probably lots and lots of company here. 1 up and 1 down. 1 made only 11 tricks and 1 bid the slam. Let's see how he did it. Probably just shooting 4 no trumps, yeah. 4 no trumps, finding that 2 are missing, and then bidding Four no trump is clearly the wrong tool here. And it was misused because five diamonds showed one key card, including all aces. So this key card could have been the king of spades. And so the opponents would have two aces to cash. So this auction is no thing of beauty, but no arguing with success. Congratulations to the player who scored the absolute top. And now we have 17 high card points. Good diamond, one suitor, the diamond. And now there would be some divergences here. Three diamonds, two diamonds, and even two no trumps are sensible. I like bidding my diamonds. So I will. And also I'm not very anxious to declare no trump, although now that's the natural bid because I don't have spade support and I have stoppers everywhere. And I think partner may still, if he has seven spades, he may still take it out to four spades. If he has six middling spades, which he might have. So three diamonds, that was another very bad piece of evaluation by our dear partner, because queen third of diamonds is huge support for a jump rebid. So three spades is fine, but over three no trumps, you should have bid four diamonds. And we would be on our way to six diamonds, or well, in this hand, we make seven no trumps, right? We have 14 tricks if diamonds are running and spades are running. But at least a small slam would be found by, and notice how the jumper bid, that's, I mentioned, I like to bid my diamonds. How the jumper bid made it easier for North if you were awake, if you were a awake robot, because he could see that opposite a strong diamond one suitor, his hand is fantastic. So let's just, we have to. Now there's a very minor problem here, like with deciding between the very unlikely and the very improbable. Who should have a diamond void? Because, well, actually, no. Yeah, if West has a diamond void, we should lead a low diamond to the queen and then capture East's Jack 9 fourth by two finesses. So the whole plan would be diamond to the queen, 10 of diamonds, Jack, overtake, ace of spades, ace of hearts, run spades, finesse and diamonds. And if West has the Jack fourth, if East has the void in diamonds, we should start with the ace, find out about the void, then lead low diamond to the 10, queen of diamonds, spade to our hand, run diamonds, heart to dummy, run spades. So we can't, as long as we find the diamond void, a choice between the unlikely and the improbable, as I said. Most likely, this is just a waste of time. But who should have, considering that this lead is king, right, from king, queen, and typically from length, 4 or 5, so clubs are 5-4, there's not a big imbalance there. I don't see any reason. But in general, maybe this guy here over one diamond with a void, he would find something, some bid. So I'm inclined to think that the most likely void is in East, and so I'll start with the ace of diamonds. Okay, no void here. That's good. Now we can unblock spades. Go to dummy with the queen of diamonds. And let's check if spades are breaking. They are, so we have 13 tricks. And a very frustrating auction by partner. Let's see, probably lots of people got a slam. Let's see the successful auctions, how they diverged. 3 spades, 4 spades with a single and ace. Now, partner could have bid 3 spades with weaker spades and a weaker hand. So I think this is lucky, not wrong, but lucky. In effect, okay, over here, this south bid to no trumps. And that, on the one hand, helped North become optimistic about spades, because three diamonds could be a singleton or avoid low singleton spade. On the other hand, it didn't show that the diamond fit. So I stand by my guns that three diamonds is the best rebid and made his life very much easier than all other rebids. And it's a very simple bid, three no trumps, four diamonds. And so I would never relent after any positive move. And so he would be able to diagnose, after finding ace king of diamonds and ace of spades in my hand, and the ace of clubs, that 7-0 trumps. See, nobody beats 7-0 trumps. 7-0 trumps is a top score. Okay, 19 high card points. Some people would open two clubs here. I think some people will open two clubs here. I think with a minor suit, that's misjudged for two reasons. First is that we need more to score a game in the minor suit. And the more important reason is that it's harder for the bidding to stop when we are short in the majors. So somebody will bid something, either partner or the opponent. And so I think it will be easier for me to find a good spot. Imagine if I had bid two clubs and then it had been two hearts, best three hearts. So my first sound, my first bid in the auction carried some meaning. So now partner knows that I have diamonds. So I can roll out, for instance, hands with 5 diamonds on him, he would have raised me. Or hands with, let's say 9 or 10 points and 4 spades, 5 spades. Anyway, and now here, we would like to keep open the possibility of 3 no trumps if partner has any kind of stopper. So double would be the way to do that. But double would be used with many more balanced hands, not 7 cards and diamonds. Any strong 5-4-3-1, 4-4-4-1 would begin with a double. And so I think it's a bit of a pipe dream to find 3 no trumps here. And I'm inclined to just rebid diamonds, showing that my hand is powerful, and leaving the rest to three opponents. No hard stopper, that's good. We have 2 losers, and I can understand why partner didn't raise us. It's a lucky hand somewhat, but I could understand him raising as well, because he has 4 trumps and I bid by myself to the 4 level. So now we can just claim losing it up. 32%. People are just bashing game, I guess. Yeah, I don't think that's wrong. On this, on some other hands, I was more assertive in thinking that my bidding was best in the long run, even though wrong in this hand. In this hand, I'm not that sure. Of course, that means North has a very lucky diamond, king, queen of spades, opposite if the queen of spades were the queen of hearts, for example, then this would be a very bad contract, 5 diamonds, and 4 diamonds would be laid down. But still, I am very sympathetic to game bashes. So I'm not that sure that 4 diamonds is best here. Anyway, final hand, we have 18 high card points. And now this is a double, even though we don't have 4 in the other major, which we would strive to, but don't promise. This is clearly a better description of the hand, a double, than bidding 2 diamonds. Now that partner bid diamonds, our hand is enormous. He bid diamonds when he might have passed, so he doesn't have, he's not broke. And I think I'll just jump raise him 4 diamonds. And once again, I think maybe I'm giving too much credit to partner's judgment, but he might have pushed this to 5 with an ace and a singleton. But here it's just a matter of finessing in diamonds. And claiming. And making 6. You clearly had extras and another 40%. So this final sprint here, we all are 3 under average results. Maybe I'm giving too much credit to my old pal, the robot. But still, I think that he was very, very timid, especially on this one. Number 6 is appalling. I am shocked that anybody would leave 3-no trumps after a jump rebid in diamonds with this. Shocked. But that's life with the robots, and we are used to it. You are used to it. So I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.